I was just asking Jawan about this. There's this bugaboo that the Jaguars can't win on the West Coast. Obviously, they won twice in 2019, but not a lot of success the last 2 years, and not a lot of success historically. Why do you think that is?
You know what? To be honest with you, I have no idea. I've only been here for 1 year, so I could only speak from my time being here. But honestly, what I do know is that this year is different than last. This year is different than previous, and that's our mentality going to this game. We're not really paying attention to really the history. We're just focused on what we're going to do now to prepare to win this game.
Doug said that last year, obviously, you guys went out on a Friday. This year, trying to keep it East Coast time while on the West Coast by flying out early Saturday morning, 9 o'clock curfew. Looking at last year, obviously the results on the field would suggest a change was needed, but with previous teams, do you see that makes more sense when you're flying out to the West Coast to go out on a Saturday, or do you like maybe going out a little bit earlier?
I think it really depends on what the coach wants. In this particular case, it works out because we're still on our circadian rhythm, our biological clock, so assuming that everything goes well, our bodies is not going to be out of sync come game time. So I don't anticipate that being a factor.
Great SAT word. For you guys, along the tight ends, the offensive line, it was a great performance last week. A bit more of a challenge this week. Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. When I say those names, what's your reaction?
I mean, we definitely have our work cut out for us. We know that we're going up against among two of the more elite pass rushers in this league, but at the same time, we carry the confidence that we can handle and trust the game plan and execute that at a high level. So, once again, we definitely have our work cut out for us, but we're excited for the challenge.
What makes those two guys elite?
I mean, you know, they're just specimens. They're fast, they could bend, they're great with their hands, every intangible that you might want from a pass rusher. So, you know, we carry a little bit of respect for them going into this game, and like I said, we'll be prepared come Sunday.
What were you most proud of from Sunday's performance for the tight end group, the offensive line, the offense as a whole?
I think one of the things I'm more proud of is just the consistency among defense, special teams, and offense. All three phases played at a high level, and when that happens with this team, you know, good things usually follow. So I'm hoping and I'm preparing that we could, you know, carry that same type of preparation and consistency into the next game.
I asked Doug this question, and I'm not trying to, you know, get the ins and outs of what this offense is and the playbook or anything like that, but how much, when you look back at Sunday, was that catering and trying to match the Colts defense versus what this offense will be?
Mm-hmm. I mean, every game is different. Every opponent is different. Therefore, every game plan, every week in and week out is going to be different. Some guys are going to be asked and demanded more on any particular week, and we kind of play into our strengths as an offense and also scheme up what their defense is giving us. So that's how we carry it forward week in and week out.
How did you see 16 grow from week 1 to week 2?
Just consistent. I'm sure you guys saw the same things. Way more efficient completions. And that's all you could ask from a quarterback, not turning the ball over. And I think that starts with him. That starts with the offensive line and us helping protecting him. And that also starts with, you know, receivers being where they're supposed to be in the right spot.
Doug specifically mentioned Arden as someone who, in the post-game locker room, was like 24-hour rule. Mm-hmm. Besides that, what were the other messages that veterans like yourself tried to impress upon the young guys after that win?
I think it's very much that. You know, even today, we know that last week was last week. You're only as good as your last game, so you kind of have to stick to your process week in and week out and treat every week as, you know, you're 0-0. You know, nobody's going to really feel sorry for us if we lose, and nobody's going to really treat us any different if we win. So we kind of have to carry that mentality moving forward.
Do you guys talk about being in first place in the AFC South? Do you guys talk about it at all? I know when you guys were coming into the locker room, press was like yelling it down the hallway, but you guys seemed like workman's mentality on Sunday.
It's definitely. It's always a goal to win the division, first and foremost. So those games obviously carry a lot more weight than any other game. So we kind of go into the game knowing that the sense of urgency, especially for that week, has to be higher than expected.
But in terms of celebrating it seems like you guys are just on to the next one.
Yeah, but I would say that. It feels good to win, especially the way we won last week. But, you know, one of the first things that coach and the leaders among this team said is it's kind of a next game mentality. You know, we can't get caught up in the complacency and what we did last week. It's really about now and how we prepare.
Perfect. Thank you.